Hey, welcome back guys. This is Art Vile and you're watching a series of Bleeps and Crashes where we review underrated art. And today we're doing an album review on the unbelievable album called I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning by Bright Eyes. Lead singer Conor Oberst. I'm gonna have a lot to say about it because it could not have come at a better time. In my youth, there was an indie movement happening at the time. But this album was more than that. It was experimentation at its best. It was a juxtaposition of folk music, alternative music. It was just really put together well, but I think what stands out the best for me is the lyric writing and the storytelling. Conor Oberst is just by far one of the best storytellers when it comes to music. For example, the first track on this record, what appears to be a spoken word song, he's telling a story. Literally, there is no music, a spoken word. But please don't click away from this video. It's more than just spoken word. It just starts off that way. But in about 30 seconds into it, you'll see music starts to come together, and it really does open your mind to the rest of the album. It has this little jingle jangle, kind of a folklore type of sound to it. The first song is called At the Bottom of Everything, and it just really is a good introduction to the album, and it hooked me right away when I was young. It just spoke to me in many different ways. Track number 2, We Are Nowhere and It's Now, is a bit of a Western flair to it. As soon as you hear the twang and the guitars, you probably think is this a country album? What kind of album is this? But it just begins that way. The slide guitars, the background vocals by Emmylou Harris. Just, I know what it sounds like, a country song, but it is not. It's actually a little bit folk, alternative rock, kind of Bob Dylan-esque, but with much better lyrics. And that's my opinion. Any Bob Dylan fans, sorry if I offended you. But the lyrics are just so, I believe, cleverly written. He talks about what appears to be his religious experiences, and it puts them in a format where it just makes sense, especially in these times. A track called Lua is my personal favorite on this album. It has really dark lyrics and undertones. Again, it starts off a little twangy, but that's just the folk sound of the entire direction of the album. When I say folk, I don't want you to think it's, elevator music. It's still rock and indie and alternative, but just it has this old yesterday kind of feel to it. So yeah, it starts off that way as well, but it's also another story, a complete story of, just love, lost, spared, everything that floats your boat. Give it a whirl. I'm sure you'll like it. Lua is the name of the song. Oberst is the lead singer, but he's also a multi-instrumentalist. I mean, you'll hear a lot of trumpets, piano, guitar, just on a range of instruments, and they're all played by Conor. He's a really fascinating individual. American native from Nebraska. I believe they're signed to Saddle Creek Records, which is a label his older brother founded as well. So you kind of get the feeling that, whatever they're dabbled into, the Oberst brothers, they're definitely talented individuals and prominent in the music industry, at least in an underground sense. They're categorized as indie rock. So those of you that might still have an affinity for indie, whatever that means to you, check them out. I'm sure you'll like them. I want to talk a little bit more about Conor Oberst. For those of you that don't know, he's vegan. He's actively a participant in PETA and has really helped out in those causes. His brother, Matthew, died in 2016, which was a dark time for Conor. I read in an interview what that means for us, fans, that some really introspective, dark music that came from that, I'm sure. Although he's always been really deep to begin with. I think it's important to note that a lot of the perspective of Conor's music writing is from a darker place. I feel like he probably has a good relationship with the depression or depressive side of who he is. and you'll hear that a lot in his music. And this is probably why I was so drawn to this album as a teenager. I can listen to this album now and find the humor in it or the seriousness in it as well, but almost like a vacation versus being in that moment when I discovered the album for the first time. He talks a lot about, you know, the drug scene and things, people dying, you know, just feeling really low and dark and insecure about yourself and meeting people of that nature. Now, I am not a proponent of any of those things now, but when you're young, you know, there's a curiosity there. And that's what I think really drew me into this album, and became one of my best albums to listen to at that age that I was when I discovered it, somewhere around 15, 16 years old. I have since become a bigger fan, and, you know, in my garage somewhere back here, I actually have a poster of the band and Conor, because, you know, I really liked his lyric writing that much. He actually inspired me to continue to write poetry. You know, it was inspiring to hear the kind of storytelling he was saying in his songs and the clever way of doing it. Fast forward many years, I was able to take that inspiration, apply it to my own music and my own poems, and this is why, one of the, you know, some of the major reasons why I have such an affinity and really like this songwriter, Conor Oberst. So give it a listen. There's a song called "This Is the First Day of My Life," and in the song it appears that he's talking about his experiences on going to actively protest. For what? It doesn't really say in the song, but it's really reminiscent of what's going on in the world today. I don't really want to get too much into the subject matter, but I do remember even prior to what's happening today, there's been protests all over the world for many different causes. I remember once me and my friend Emmylou, don't mind if I do, me and my friend Emmylou hitchhiked in high school on this yellow bus all the way to San Francisco. I believe people were protesting the incarceration of Mumia Abdel-Jabbar. I don't know, I wasn't there for that. I just needed the ride. Me and my friend Emmylou were gonna go thrift store shopping in San Francisco. We were minors and we thought it'd be really fun to pretend we were part of a movement just to grab a ride, and later on I understood what the movement was for, and of course I was on board, but at the time I was just getting a ride to San Francisco. Nonetheless, this was the song that was being played on the bus all the way from Los Angeles, traveling, which I believe is 4 to 5 to 6 hours depending on traffic, to San Francisco to protest. And that's really how I got turned into a fan. You know, I saw all these people in the bus just really singing out loud and this song. And it wasn't until later on, when I heard the song on my own many times and listened to the lyrics, that I understood why this song was motivating to them and really made them feel connected in an artistic way to not only the protest, the experience, but just life, you know. And that's what Bright Eyes does when I listen to it. So, and this is a segment we like to call Waiting. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Yes, who's this? Conor? Wait, what Conor? Conor Oberst? Oh, hey Conor, what's up? Yeah, no, I'm actually listening to your music right now. Yeah, I still do. I still rock it, believe it or not. And I think a lot of people should as well. Yeah, what have you been up to? Any special projects? Anything in the works? I mean, I know you're always working on stuff. He releases so many albums. But like anything, you know, that might include a background vocalist by the name of Emmylou Harris? Yeah. I know. I always bring it up. Yeah. But she was just so good. Yeah, you guys together, I mean, magic. Just think about it. Hold on. Connor, give me a second. Connor, put the trumpet down. Just once. Listen, you're gonna have to hold on, okay? Just wait. Wait. Hello. Hey, who's this? Your voice sounds familiar. Emmylou Harris? Wow, it's really her, you guys. I hear it. Yeah. No, you'll never believe what I just heard from the horse's mouth. Yep. How did you know I was talking about Connor? No, he's really interested in doing another album with you doing all the background vocals on every song and some spoken word. Yeah, he said your voice is as cute as a button. Yeah, he told me that. He really did. Sure. Give me 1 second, okay? Hello, Connor? Okay, stop what you're doing. Put the trumpet down. Oh my God, this guy. The trumpet. I can't hear you. Yes, put it down. Okay, so she's on the other line. Don't get excited. Listen to what I have to say. She agreed to do a whole new album with her doing all the background vocals and some spoken word. Yeah, it's a wrap. Have your agent call hers. Get it together. I'll give you guys 3 months to finish the project, okay? Yeah, send it to me. I want to hear it first. Thanks, man. No worries. Emmy, it's a go. We got this. We got it. All right. Thank you very much. You enjoy the rest of your day. Love you much. Bye-bye. Bright Eyes is amazing. Really clever songwriting. Give it a shot. I'm sure you'll love it. Thank you very much for listening. I'm so happy to continue to talk about these great experiences of mine and rate these albums and give reviews to what I believe are underrated artists that continue to make music. So support them, follow them, find them, tell them how you feel, because that's exactly what I'm doing right now. This is Art Vile, and I'm signing off. A series of bleeps and crashes. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Click the link below. Tell us how you feel. We'll continue to make these videos on a weekly basis. Thank you again very much for watching. We appreciate all your support. Thanks.